What's going on, everybody? We're back in the tower once more. Well, we're on the outside of the tower right now, so I lied. There are a couple things I need to talk about because I got some things wrong in the last few clips. You see, I thought that EOS Tower scrolls were sold by Gumball Machine, and to be honest with you, I don't know where I picked up that idea because I don't know if that was ever the case. I also wanted to say goodbye to my spider webs, all 7,000 of them. Ooh, it almost feels bad to sell those, you know? Oh well. Omok pieces, whatever. Get rid of the worn out goggles. I'm gonna hold on to the propellers because I want to keep farming those guys. So I was wrong about the EOS Tower scrolls. My bad. I really did think that they were sold here. I was also wrong, and this one is pretty crazy to me. I was wrong about Hellys and Chirpies. So I actually need to double check. I was wrong thinking that Chirpies dropped Subi Throwing Stars. That's not the case. They actually don't at all. Chirpies do not drop Subi Throwing Stars. And I don't know why I thought, no, that's a lie. I know why I thought they did. Because the old database I was using that I've been using for like 15 years is just wrong. It just gets things wrong. And now we have modern updated databases, so it's time for me to start using the modern databases. It's not 2008 anymore. And I need to adjust to using modern technology, as much as I hate it. No, I don't hate it. But I've gotten a few things wrong lately, and it's really been bugging me, and I wasn't sure why that is. It's because my source was wrong. So I'm kind of scoping out the 74th floor here. This is the only floor that has drum bunnies and Hellys. No. Floor 60 and floor 59 both have drum bunnies and Hellys, but let me check out. No way. Okay, so as it turns out, man, I got a lot of stuff wrong. I'm not gonna take responsibility for it though, because my source was shit. I'm using modern sources now. I have better data, better information. We can get a level 50 claw here from the Propellies. We can get a level 50 claw. That's better than the level 40 claw that I thought was our best in slot. So I think I'm gonna go to the 59th floor and farm there because that has drum bunnies, Hellys, and Propellies. Drum bunnies can drop Subi Throwing Stars. Those are, I think they're 19 attack. Man, I got so much stuff wrong. Subi Throwing Stars are 19 attack, so those would still be good. Hellys obviously drop Subi Throwing Stars, which are even better. And then we have Propellies, who can drop our level 50 claw, which is actually our best in slot, not the level 41. I'm gonna scope out the Propelli situation for a little bit. Oh my god, they're everywhere. Maybe I won't do this yet. Maybe I won't bother with trying to find a level 50 claw right now because I probably want to upgrade to a level 40 claw first so that this grind becomes easier, but there's already so many Propellies here. I think I'm just gonna hang out on the 60th floor and we'll call it good there. And I will get to the grind and I will see you guys whenever I get throwing stars because I need a throwing star upgrade right now. It sucks that I wasted all my 2x cards, but I learned my lesson. Don't use outdated databases where the information is just wrong. Oh, another thing. These drumming bunnies can also drop a very important ore for us. The dark crystal ore, which I'm going to need for third job. I have to have one, and these guys drop the ores for it. That's pretty crazy. I'm looking at the drop pool right now, and it looks like drumming bunnies are literally the only monster in the tower who drops these. So I would have had to farm these guys eventually anyway. Wow. Well, I thought I was going into this with every piece of knowledge I needed, but as it turns out, I'm still learning as I go. So we're gonna move forward with that information, with that mindset of, I'm probably missing something still, and hopefully we'll thrive within the tower. Now that I know I can get a level 50 claw, that's crazy. That just made things a lot easier. I have been grinding for hours and hours and hours and hours over the past few weeks. I just finished a while ago my Zachem clear in South Perry, so now I'm fully focused. All my Maple Story time is fully focused on blank in the tower. As you can see, I have 3.2 million mesos, some items from the summer event from these little summer cooler boxes, and I have already gone through an entire full inventory of gear, sold it all off to the NPC, and have not found either Kumbis or Mokbis. None of the throwing stars that I need. So there's really not a whole hell of a lot for me to do, except get back to the grind. Also, I'm at 9 out of 10 dark crystal ores. I'm really not worried about the dark crystal ores, because it's taking so long to find throwing stars. There are other things I really want to grind for, and I think this episode might end up being just me getting to 50 and getting a couple items, because it takes a long time to do. It's ridiculous, dude. So with that, I'm going to get back to the grind. Hopefully I can find some throwing stars today. That would be the dream, obviously. But we'll see what happens. So, 20 hours. That is the amount of time that I have spent in EOS Tower 60th floor, grinding from level 40 to 50. And it's kind of ridiculous that I still don't have Kumbi throwing stars. I have acquired an entire stack worth of Helly drops and half a stack of Drum Bunny drops. Yet here I am, throwing starless, and 5 million mesos in cash purely from all of the drops that I've gotten. I have found a lot of stuff and gained 10 levels in the process, and I still am using Subis. So I'm not gonna torture myself any longer by staying here. 10 levels is enough for me right now. I think it's time we move on to something bigger and better. As you can see, I also found Red Sonata. Those drop from Hellys, I think, and that's one of, if not the best hat I'll be able to get in the tower. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed, if I can be completely honest. I'm pretty disappointed. We currently have the summer event going on. I have been so busy playing South Perry that I haven't even really been able to dive into Artail for the summer event at all. So there are other things I could farm, specifically from, I don't remember if it's from Propellies or Planies. I think there's a purple version of these airplane enemies, and I think those guys drop something of value for me. You can see I two-shot these guys pretty consistently. But I'm done with the throwing star hunt for now. I'll revisit it again in the future at some point, maybe, but it's burned me so hard at this point, I'm like, damn, dude, I don't know if I want to even keep going. Anyway, today I have other things that I want to farm, and hopefully I'll probably try to do this for the next 10 levels, and then at level 60 we'll figure out where we're going, because at that point we'll only have 10 levels left before becoming a hermit, and then most of the journey is already done. Here we go. Welcome to Hidden Tower, one of my favorite maps in the game. And let's see, are we 3-shotting these guys? I think we're 3-shotting them. So that's gonna be a little rough. Hopefully we're not 4-shotting. Yeah, it looks like we'll comfortably 3-shot if I get good crit rolls. But there's a lot of stuff that we can acquire from these king block golems, regular block golems, and the Rombot that spawns actually very frequently here. In fact, it spawns so often it might actually be worth it for me to just stay on this platform and farm it specifically, I am going to seriously bleed potions farming here. Ooh, this guy's got some health on him, dude. I need to take a look at a real accurate drop table, a real accurate database, and figure out what kind of stuff I can get here, because I think this is going to be my new training spot for the next 10 levels. And it's going to be pricey, but that doesn't really matter because I've farmed so much money from the low-level monsters I have been training on. Let's take a look at the database and see what we can get. The block golems drop the level 40 earrings that we can use our 100% luck scrolls on. They drop a Dark Avarice, which would be a weapon upgrade. The King block golems drop the level 40 top and bottom, which could actually be useful for us. They also drop 10% bottom wear decks, which is probably very rare and very specific. If I do get them, I'll try throwing them on some pants, but I'll probably only get like 1 or 2 at most in the next 10 levels. The ROM bots have a very interesting drop. You see, they drop the level 50 Blood Slain, level 50 Claw. This is not the only level 50 Claw we can get in the tower. There is actually the Steel Slain that's available to us, but I don't want to farm for that right now. But those are basically all of the highlights. There's like nothing else interesting or valuable here. It's just that stuff, and you know, that's tower life for you. You spend a month getting 1 upgrade because, well, how else are you gonna get it? You're gonna go buy it? That defeats the whole purpose. So I guess the grind starts, but you know, this is humbling me. It's making me feel pretty weak here. Maybe I can get a Dark Avarice early, or maybe a Blood Slain lucky drop at some point. I'm not really counting on that. I will say that it is quite likely for me to get an Avarice. So hopefully I'll come out of this with a level 40 Claw. Hopefully. And maybe earrings. That's the bar for EOS Tower Progression. Just, I can get a pair of earrings and maybe a new weapon if I'm lucky. Can't get throwing stars though. No, those are too rare. It's nice to be training on something that's not on a very complex map that requires very specific movement to traverse. But you know, also in the past 10 levels, I've also started leveling up haste, and that's almost maxed. So there's really, outside of haste and then finishing up haste and then finishing up claw booster, there's nothing else of value to get in second job. Assassin's really easy with their skill build, honestly. I think the most disappointing part of not finding the Subi Throwing Stars is that there's no story. The story is now, I grinded 10 levels and didn't find them. So there's no satisfying progression at all in that regard. The story is just that I didn't find them. And I get that throwing stars and bullets are rare in Artale, but I feel like the amount of monsters I killed, I should have seen 1. Especially because we're talking about low tier throwing stars here. But, you know, maybe I'm delusional. But this Subi Throwing Star grind has thrown me for a loop. It has really seriously made me question a lot of stuff that I had planned to do. If Subi Throwing Stars are this rare, how the hell am I going to find anything else of value? 20 hours I grinded. 20 hours, dude. I feel like if I did 20 hours of grinding in original MapleStory, I'd find a couple sets. I don't know. I just feel like Artale really over-tweaked those. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go buy potions and actually get to the grind now. Okay, so hold on a second. Something weird just happened. I just found an entire dex crystal from, I presume, a Rombot, but none of the databases are showing that Rombots drop dex crystals. So, you know, we can always hope for a perfect database and just end up not finding one. The only two databases I know of both show that dex crystals do not drop from anything. They're only rewarded from In Search of the Book of Ancient, which is a quest line that I'll probably have to do eventually anyway. I don't think that matters all that much, really, but it's worth pointing out. Because I might actually, if they drop all crystals, I might be able to get dark crystals straight up from Rombots. And that would be helpful, because it means I don't have to go refine my dark crystal ores. I guess we shall see. All right, I just did an XP test. 10 minutes, I got 52,000 XP. On the road to 60, we're looking at about a 30-hour grind. And, you know, that's not horrible. It's probably going to take a while. I don't expect... Honestly, I'd be surprised if I'm level 70 by, like, November, I think would be, like, good time for me. And if you're watching this in the future, way after it's being posted in like the supercut or whatever, that's like 2 months from now. So we'll see what I actually achieve. But I'm optimistic that the next 30 hours here in Hidden Tower will go by pretty quickly. Because this is an easy grind compared to jumping around the outside of the tower. This is super mindless. Alright, so I'm pretty tired right now. I'm about to head to bed, but I've been doing a little bit of grinding, and I got my Summer Flame medal, which I'm very excited about. It's really like nothing special, but I love event medals. Generally speaking, if there's an event going on, I want to get the medal for it. That's what I did on my Corsair with the Christmas medal. Super into that. Want to get back to playing my Corsair, actually. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Hidden Tower is proving to not be as big of a drain on the potions as I thought it would be. And that's really nice, actually, because I was very worried about that. I really thought this would be a huge problem. It's turning out to not be a problem. I'll probably just stop at 75% and try to level up tomorrow. I got a long road ahead of me for this grind, and there's no real reason to rush it. Oh my god, I have been using a white tube top for 52 levels. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's go ahead and equip this khaki shadow. That is a 3 dex increase, putting me up to 99. Pretty good. That's more than I need for anything that I can get in the tower, but I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Alright, it's end of the day for me. I'm kind of getting tired. I'm at 80%. So yeah, I'm just, it's end of the day. I'm kind of tired. I got another new equip, finally something to add to my equip screen. The XP here is really nice. I'm really liking this grind. I'm also getting like weirdly attached to this character. So I want to let you guys in on a little secret. It's not really that big of a secret. It's something I've been thinking about since I started playing. This character was, what's the like long-term progression for him? You know, what do I do? I get to level 70 and then I'm just done? Well, for now, I want to reveal the next part of the plan because we're not, I wouldn't say we're close, but we're probably over the hump, especially as far as interesting stuff goes. So the plan is right now to try and get Subi Throwing Stars and a Steel Slain. If I can get both of those, I plan on leaving the tower at level 70. But I don't know if I want to make those, if I want to make that Subi Throwing Stars and level 50 claw like a hard requirement for leaving the tower, or if I'm cool with just getting to 70. After level 70, I plan on expanding to the greater Ludibrium area. Maybe even all of Ludus Lake, because that would unlock more interesting content. I'll think more about it and actually have a real conclusion. I don't know if I've ever actually said this in this series so far, but that has kind of always been the plan. And as I continue to play this character more, I find myself really liking it more. So I think I'm just gonna keep playing it until it stops being fun. And right now, that is not the case. It's actually weirdly fun. I'm excited to get on and start grinding. Killing Rombots and Block Golems is actually kind of fun. Again, this would be nearly impossible to do without Artail's removal of minimum attack range. So that's cool. Artail really is kind of perfect for this EOS Tower challenge. But yeah, that's the plan. I want to get to level 70 and I want to expand to more content because there's a lot more that, even just staying in Ludibrium, you can get a lot of stuff. I can get claws, I can get gigantics, I can get scarabs, I can get casters, I can get, no wait, I don't know if I can get casters, but I know I can get black mambas. Can't remember if casters are available or not. Either way, I can get, actually, I can literally get up to steelies and, no, my bad, sorry. You can actually get best in slot stars here. Well, not technically best in slot, unless there is an area boss somewhere who drops Quabbies. Because I think in Artail those are better. Here, I'm making a lot of claims. Let me look up some of this information before I start making claims about stuff and make myself look dumb again. But we can get Ilbies here from the Spirit Vikings. It's not necessarily something I plan on farming for, but you never know what's going to happen with this character. We're still kind of early on into this character's progression. I really don't know what the end goal is. I kind of just thought starting out in EOS Tower would be really fun, and now I'm level 52 and I'm still enjoying it. So I think level 70 definitely is doable. This grind, it's a little boring at times. I would say that the hunt for throwing stars was really painful, but this grind, the hidden tower grind, has been a lot more pleasant to me. There's like a million things that I could sit here and talk about doing in the future, but right now I think I'm just gonna keep going for a little while, try to find a claw upgrade if I can. I kind of don't want to go back to Hellys. Maybe a break from farming there will be good for a while, and I can go back and farm a little more, and it wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. It's just that's the only throwing star upgrade I can get. Yeah, I'm tired, man. But I'm chilling. I'm hanging out in the tower. I'm having a good time. I'm hoping that this video can contain some interesting content, because one of the problems that I've now run into is the summer event started, but I can't really participate in a lot of it because it's region locked. You have quests that you need to claim in El Nath, stuff in Florina, stuff that you have to do in any town that Gaga is in. It's like, I can't do any of that. I just can't. I can't do any of that. So I can't even really do much with the summer event. I did try playing my Dragon Knight a bit recently, but I don't know. I feel like that character just has been finalized, and I just don't really want to do anything else on it. But I'm really enjoying this character, and I always have my Corsair to go back to. It's tough. Progression in this context is tough because Like I said, I could make a video talking about the summer event. That would be cool, but I can't do it because of the entire premise of this character. But hey, eventually we'll get to level 70 and get out of the tower and have a lot more stuff that we could possibly do. But for now, I need to stop talking. I need to just grind out this level and go to bed. Ooh, that's a pretty big get. That's some extra damage right there. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you very much. All right, that's level 54. Not really a milestone particularly, but I have some thoughts. Honestly, I'm a little confused. Maybe not confused so much as I am disappointed in my RNG. Let me do my stats and skills, so 5 more into luck. Max out haste. 2 more into claw booster. This is where we're at with skills, by the way. I have max crit throw, max haste, about to have max claw booster, and then I'm doing claw mastery, and I should probably get drain. Yeah, I should probably get drain. This is a gear check, clean red Sonata, strawberry ice cream bar, clean khaki shadow, old jean capris, my adamantium guards, my Subi Throwing Stars, and my clean red white lined boots, plus this metal, which is actually really good. And I've gotten none of the items that I was looking for. No earrings, no throwing stars, no claws, nothing. Just 30 hours of nothing. And it's a little disappointing from my perspective, maybe not as much from your perspective, but from my perspective, I always try to make my videos interesting and worth watching, right? So to have an entire episode now that's just leveling up and hunting for items I never got, that kind of sucks. That's a little disappointing. It's not what I would prefer, but I gotta make videos, so this video will probably just end up being maybe a couple more levels. I really don't know. I have to look at the footage and see how much I have. For all I know, I could have more than enough footage as it is. It's just gonna be a lot of me talking though. A whole lot of that. It's fun making progression videos for MapleStory because nothing ever happens in this game. It's just a slow grind. And you have to manufacture your own stories out of that. Today, I need to make one of my monthly Patreon update videos. For those of you who might not know, every month since January 2025, I've been posting a lengthy update video on my Patreon to keep people in the loop of what I'm planning, what I'm working on, what I'm thinking, etc. Looks like I only need 13 more monsters to get today's reward. So that's something that's interesting to you. I recommend go checking it out. It's available to all tiers. You don't have to be a big dog to get access to it. But listen, here's the thing. You're all big dogs in my heart, okay? It's nice to see how much stronger Blink has become, starting out from nothing to now hitting over 1,000 damage sometimes. That's pretty good. Let's sell off all this stuff. So grinding in Hidden Tower has been very fun. I've never done it as a... I mean, I guess I should equip these, yeah. It's technically an upgrade, not really. This is a tiny upgrade. I've never grinded in Hidden Tower as a ranged class because it's not possible. Like, you don't do that on ranged characters. Unless we're playing a modernized version of MapleStory where there's no minimum range requirement. So it's been really interesting being a ranged class, because I thought it would be more of a potion drainer than it is. It's really not much of a potion drainer at all. These guys, if you're going to give us potions, at least make them valuable. And the more I think about it, the more I can see myself playing this character long term. So it's a little off-brand for me, but I think I'm going to keep playing this character for a very long time until it gets boring as well, which is the curse, you know? That's the curse of being me and playing MapleStory. Whenever something gets boring, I just don't want to do it anymore, and then I move on to the next thing. So we'll see what kind of distance Blink can actually go. These are, as far as I know, these are the best monsters to farm for the remainder of my time in the tower. And we'll see just how long that ends up being, because there are still things I want to farm. I still need to try to get Throwing Stars. I would like to get a level 50 Claw, which I can get here from the ROM bots, but these guys are not the greatest for farming drops. I mean, it takes me a while to kill them. Just look at this. They have 11,000 HP, I think, if what I remember looking at the database is correct, but for all I know, that could be totally wrong. Who knows anymore? The old MapleStory databases are just the Wild West of information. It's like, well, my buddy said that he got Ilbies from a snail, so alright, we'll add it to the database. Maybe they're just super, super rare, I don't know. This whole episode so far has been a series of failures from my perspective. Yes, I have obtained a lot of experience, can't deny that, that's really good. Going from level 40 to 54, that's pretty good, and I'll probably be level 55 pretty soon here. Today is the last day that I'm going to be working on this episode. I have here 2 times drop coupons, 2 of them, total of 1 hour from the daily check-in login reward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 times drop coupons to Hellys and see if I can get really lucky with a Subi Throwing Star drop. If not, so be it. That'll be the end of the episode anyway. But before I even go there, I have to make use of the remaining bonus XP, burning time, whatever it is that happens when you kill a certain number of enemies and then you get extra XP for a while. I don't even know what they call it in Artale, but it's part of the summer event and you can use it 15 times a day. I have a few uses left today and I want to make use of them. And then I will head to Hellys and try desperately to make this episode worthwhile. Well, it's been an hour, and these are all the equips that I found in that hour of 2 times. A lot of stuff. 18 equips I think I got, something like that. And that's gonna have to do it for now. I don't know if I'll ever find these throwing stars, to be completely honest with you. I feel like I've been looking for them for like my lifetime. And hopefully I'll find them before reaching level 70. Maybe it would be a better idea to just head straight to farming Tobies after becoming a hermit. Who knows?